so glad that people clapping their hands face to face in a real place. I really appreciate this opportunity to talk on the face to face and back on the offline events and also online events. If this Corona doesn't happen, I think we keep focus onto that offline events because we want to promote our places too, because the co-working space business model want to be used in the real life in here. So today I focus on to the business scene in 2030. It's not only the lecturer. I want you to think about it. And if you have any ideas or questions, I'm really appreciate if you type on the message on the AME chat box or question box. Especially online people want to join, and I want to have a little bit of conversation on the chat. Also, I can reply back on the above of communication. So today's topic, let me introduce myself a little bit. And business in today's world, I'm kind of tired to talking about Corona, like, Corona every day on the whole news every day, but we can't avoid that. So a little bit, we want to share what's going on in your industry. And the future of the business scene in 2030, a lot of things probably we can predict. So I want to focus a little bit on the labor and the city because everyone has to be dealing with this. So myself, I born in Niigata. Have you been to Niigata? No? It's beautiful places for the snowing in the winter and lots of rice farm and beautiful sake in that prefecture. But mostly I grown up in Tokyo, so I'm going back to see my parents like these old Japanese traditions. My family is running over 400 years. So my nephew is taking over families and houses to protect the graves and stuff. He will be 19th generation, 19th. So I feel like I'm so Japanese, all the blood is going through. So, and my career is start from the recruiting agency. I was a salesman and sell web advertisement for the recruitment called in Japan. And after I did a sales experience for 3 years, I moved to the consult firm called Interwars. It stands for International Window of Opportunity. The company is run by my father. He is like a legend of Japanese incubator, I think, because he's like 66 years old, running incubator background over like 30, 40 years. So he acquired a lot of Japanese top companies and incubating them. So I tried to take over, but before that, I want to have my own company. Otherwise, I can't incubate the people if I didn't start my own company, Some people teaching how to swim when they never swim before. The consult firm is like do this and that, but they never done by themselves. So I want to be an incubator as Leo, that I establish my own company and growth with companies with a partner too. So have you seen this chart, growth curve? Anyone? Growth curve? The company's growth curve, yeah? No? Okay, cool. So normally the company start from nothing, right? Starting like planning stage, yeah. In lab stage and grown up and sustainable phase and debt phase or decline phase. Try to avoid it. That's why most of the company have to try something new business again to extend businesses on long term. So the company I work at Interwars was focused on to entrepreneur, not entrepreneur. It's more like the people who start a new business in the company, especially Japanese environment of entrepreneurship is more like an entrepreneur is more successful in this market because we don't have a much angel capitalist as much as America or any other countries. So I can tell if you want to success a business in this market, it's more opportunity to have a partnership with Japanese companies. So I've been working in these companies and helping support different variety of industries. So I know some like different business model bring into another industry could be innovative ideas. And also I started help for the startup as well. And not only for consultations, I work with them. Even like I clean up the toilet and even like washing the clothes of the CEO. He was like 23 years old and mature, but not really immature. So I didn't imagine that. I was 33 at the moment and the CEO was 23 years old. So I never imagined that I'm going to work under him, like 10 years differences. But I could have something that he never done before, right? So this company successful pretty well. I think they got 200 million for investor. So it's time to be seeds A to B, I think, or mostly. And I work with them. I did web marketing and HR and recruiting internship and making the marketing teams. So, you know, mostly the startup doesn't have so much resource of the money issue. So we minimize the budget for HR. So we finding like pretty talented internship and I manage with that. And a little bit later stage with this, I work with the preschool. And that stage was 25 employee to 50 employee in 3 months because they merchandise the company. So they have to have a lot of problem and we have to solve them. Another company was a global startup. It's called KKday, which is Taiwanese company and booking activities on the whole world. So it's travel agency and 5 years, they extend the business in 20 countries. And I was like Japanese branch, which is just established it. And I work as a marketing manager. So I work with different variety of the stage of the companies and I got an MBA from Bond University in Australia and established my own company called Global Gunshi. Global is like not really light words. I mean, I made it. Some people used it. So it's global and local. So I want to incubate a global business who establish a company local. So probably like people like you here today. And Gunshi is like Japanese words for sunrise strategist. So I made an icon with my designer. So I want to be a business Gunshi to the people who want to succeed the business in the global point of view. So yeah, pretty much it. So now I work with Spring and I do HR and marketing as well. And also I help some other co-working space or more likely to incubation space. I got the government support for this and about $1 million from the Tokyo government because Tokyo government want to incubate some entrepreneurs as well. So I help them to open it. So from the scratch, I do like business planning, and after I open it, I do web marketing, HR, and also work as an incubation manager. The people stay in this co-working space or share office. They can get free consultation because we got a government support, and I do some seminars as well, and accelerator program too. And another work, I am the part of Tokyo government. There's a Tokyo startup station in Tama, and people can take like consultation for free because the Tokyo government hold it. Pretty much it. I got several titles, but what I want to do is I want to be a business gunshi to support entrepreneur. So let's get into the main topic today. But before that, I want to ask you which industry you involved. And also, which industry had a problem by the coronavirus, good and bad. So if the people online, please type message on, chat box, industry, good and bad. Already, thanks. Software engineering, good. But what do you think? Software engineering?
Good.
Good, right? Software engineering is pretty good. I think wellness, skincare. Kim-san here. How was that?
Both good and bad.
What good and bad can you share with us?
Well, if you have a brick and mortar spa, at least in California, they have to close down.
Right.
So that business is down, but people are online shopping.
Right.
So they can buy a lot of skincare products.
True.
But a lot of people have lost their jobs, so
right.
they can't afford to go shopping.
True. Thanks for sharing that. So it's good to have good and bad side, right? Which means that we can find something that we can do or something we can't help it. But finding something good, right? Anything else? Translation, interpretation, design, events, music, production, and festival. We learned a lot about a lot of industry things. This is good and bad at the same time too, right? Tennis coach, that's an interesting one. It must be hard for the tennis coach, right? But if in the countryside, people doesn't care about the coronavirus anymore, right? So if the location, it depends on the location, I think. And marketing manager of the tennis coach, that's a lot. Aircraft business, yeah, that's the one. So from my news, I talked to many different varieties of the industry in the company, right? At the beginning, that was the worst news come up from the airline industries and logistic industry related with the airline especially. And I couldn't really help for that. And event industry, yeah, we haven't had this offline events for several months. And school closed, getting back a little bit. And tourism industry in here is like huge damage, especially like the theme park and hotel. And food industry like a restaurant. But on the other hand, it's a good news as well. Especially start from the chat too, right? Zooms. Everybody start using the Zoom. Most of the people doesn't know what is Zoom's like, right? And Skype. You still use the Skype actually, but Skype probably doesn't focus onto the market for the events, I think. And Slack chat work, using it. Online events. Like people start doing online at the beginning is massive. People focus like, first time in online events, massive. So easy to, gathering the people at the beginning. But after 2 months, it's too many online events, and people starting getting sick about it. Like keep watching, and some events is not ready to be online. So the content was shit. Try not to be the shit contents tonight, so try not to. So online school is getting popular quite a lot. And online game. Online game, doing an online game?
Yes.
No, only few. That's amazing. You should invest for the online events now, though. My sister works in Bandai Namco, which is Japanese cartoon things, and she do the marketing for overseas to promote app games about Japanese comics. Really going good. I bought a stock actually. And Nintendo, it's so hard to get a Switch recently. And YouTube, everybody should watching that, right? And Netflix is massive here too. And delivery services. Uber Eats wasn't popular in Japan, but since Corona is like huge, like once when we order, it doesn't come up because too many people ordering here. It's never know about Uber Eats before. And Demaika is like getting popular in Japanese markets too. So do you have any idea what industry is doing good? Keywords or something common? Again?
Oh, go ahead. Healthcare?
Healthcare. People care about healthcare as well.
I feel like online education is really taking off.
Okay.
Like not necessarily schools per se, but like Udemy or like you pay and then you learn, like online courses.
Right.
I feel like that's really taking off.
True. So people sticking to the online because cannot go out, right? It's a common sense, but actually it is. So who did something online? Everybody should know that, people in the online. But not everyone start doing something online, right? Someone start doing online right after, shut down. Someone got being reached too. So it depends on what to do. If you know the knowledge, if you know about online, it's like a huge market, but not so many people doing it. So here's the one Slack. Slack users increased by 2.5 million in 2 weeks. Never happened before. 2.5 million in 2 weeks, you know? That's so, never happened like that before. And Zoom, he became a billionaire in a month, you know? He was just like a occasional CEO, maybe talented, but not as rich as before. In a month, he became billionaire. And one of my incubation companies doing a programming school, and he's like only 23 years old and started businesses and couldn't talk to the old contact. Few hundred contacts in a couple of days. And I decided to do online seminar right after the government announced it's online. I mean, almost shut down. And I did a seminar to share and accelerate. Let's do something online. And 30 attendees and 6 people start something to do online, and everybody got job in a month. Every single one of them taking this seminar, and I just simply asked, what can you do online? And they did, and they got job in a month. So first, my kind of friend, he opened a pet hospital. He just opened the hospital at the end of March, and it got corona shock, right? I was so worried about it, but actually it's nothing problem with it. He started doing the online free consult, and as a junior high school girl was searched because the pet was sick, and then she found it, and then talked to the doctor straight away online, and then showed the pets like cats, can you fold skins, and that's not really good, so go to hospital by the taxi away. So he saved the pets. In the day after, he published what he going to do online, a day to save the pets. Only light about press release, I help it. And 2 radio contact him in a day, and he got an interview in a day. 2 interviews, help the pet life. And then he's the guy supposed to be an Olympic athlete supporter, but Olympic is gone, right? And what he did is like taking the video on the YouTube, 3 minutes how to stretch. And he not to be a YouTuber, but he tried to do something, right? What he can do. And you know what? He become a photographer now. A bunch of jobs he got for taking the videos and then posting to the YouTube. And he even didn't imagine that, how he going to be. And another company that I work with, he's a designer, and I made my company's logo. And it's so hard to promote without face-to-face, right? So he decided to do live chat on Facebook Live on every Thursday night. We're running 20 times already every Thursday night, talking about logo design. We just Google it and discuss about this logo is like that, and this logo is just like that. And he got more than 15 offers to make the logo because our social networks, checking our lives, we just like having fun to chat and Google and talk, and got a bunch of works already. So what I want to say is just do something online, make the result, every single one of them, before get too late. So think about the future. It's better to understand the past, right? Because it's going to the dots to the future. So let me explain about the history of marketing. So 1995, that was mass marketing, right? I think Coca-Cola is the one. On the TV advertisement, billboards, and massive market, they got. After that, it's more like a segmented marketing. Variety of different type of the product and let's produce. For example, the car, like family car, truck, and SUV, or sports car. Did I say sports car? Yeah, so different variety of the car got different needs and wants, right? And since 1995, Bill Gates is getting popular, right? Because of PC. It's more like a value-based marketing. People can search what they want. And since 2010, it's got smartphone, and it's starting the one-to-one marketing. One-to-one marketing because the people holding up things to reach individually from the company to the customer. So marketing is just like that. So what I want to say in here, that's good example of the one-to-one marketing is Amazon, right? I buy some stuff that I didn't want to buy. You know, like recommendation is so good. They know more than I do, So I buy some books that I didn't really search anything, but keep buying the product because Amazon recommend me. So conclusion is mass marketing. It's still necessary, but the time is become more like personal. So remember this keyword, I think is important one, from the mass to the personal. Any question?
Yeah.
So,
how come Japan is still in the 1950s?
That's the point. That's the point. Because Japanese still focus on this marketing.
Right.
Cannot ignore this. Some people start doing it because they knew that, but cannot get rid of them. So the company focus on this market is successful, I think. But some people still stuck with this.
Right. Do you know why?
Because they can't change.
It's the newspaper.
Right, exactly right.
Because like what I see is that a lot of the times Japanese companies have very nice products.
Right.
Like state of the art, beautiful, amazing products. But the marketing is very like 1950s, 1960s. Like instead of focusing on what the product makes you feel, it's kind of like, Hatsubai, sale!
Yeah.
Buy!
Same thing, right?
So like I was wondering if they see that consumers love Apple products and Louis Vuitton because of their like marketing 4.0.
Right.
Why do they still do marketing 1.0?
Do you know like the CEO age of Japanese company?
I mean, it depends on the company, but I would say like
it depends on the company, but the averages of the Japanese IPO companies on the CEO is pretty much 50 to 60. Do you think they have a smartphone?
I mean, the CEO of Apple is like 60.
I hope so. But can they use it really like a Zooms or chat tools? I don't think so. So I think it's not only because of that reason, but I think it's most reason is like elder people stuck into the board members and never use a smartphone. But they think that they understand the smartphone, but they never used it. So they knew the theory of marketing, but they never used Facebook or LinkedIn. So it depends on that.
Do you have examples of companies that are doing like the 1950s style and companies that are doing the more modern style of marketing successfully, Japanese companies?
I think Toyota doing all the parts.
Right.
So that's why it's successful, most successful and valuable company in Japanese market still. But maybe not for the future. Maybe not. Maybe yes. I don't know.
So how do you think the future of marketing will look like in 2030?
Google.
Google?
Let's talk about that. And I want to hear your opinion as well. Yeah, it's coming. Good point. No, thanks. I need it. I need it. Really appreciate it. So here's the thing. Who's the rich people in here? 2020. Who's the rich people? That's right. He's the top. Elon Musk, he's pretty rich, but not in the three. Top three? Right.
And Bill Gates.
Right.
And Warren Buffett.
Almost. He's doing pretty good. Out of two.
Oh yeah.
Third. From the a bag company, right? Louis Vuitton. So what I can say in here, Louis Vuitton do the mass marketing and segment marketing around the history behind. And Microsoft Bill Gates was the 3.0 like PC guy, right? And Jeff Bezos knows the one-to-one marketing and using the big data. So it's pretty much easy to understand what is the way to be rich is get all the marketing. The people know the marketing to be the rich. Have to understand those points. And the top company in the ranking of the market capitalization 2020, last month,
Amazon.
Amazon is one, but it's not on the top yet. Anyone? On the Apple, Boda-san, sorry about my pronunciation. Boda-san. Yeah, that's why Apple. Fine, thank you, really kind. My pronunciation is so bad about the name of main media. So here's the things, while ranking of the market capitalization, I'm checking every month and then predicting what's going on for the next month, right? It's hard to read, so just check the flag, okay? In 1989, you can see Japanese flag, most of top 20, right? NTT, telecommunication company was on the top, bank, and Toyota's Tokyo Electricity, and bank again, and also some other makers like Panasonic and Hitachi. So around the time, Japanese got huge, high evaluation of time, but look, 2020, no Japanese flag, sad, really sad. So many Americans. So why is that? The top is Apple, and second is Saudi Aramco from oil companies. And Amazon is the third. And Microsoft is fourth. Google, Alphabet is fifth. And Chinese companies, Alibaba, Tencent. Do you know why 2020 is just like that? Common.
Because of globalization.
Exactly right.
Because that, as I know, a Japanese company trying to speak that they have their own culture and mindset that as a Japanese, I will to do this, only this.
Right.
But for American, they're trying to connect it to the world, and they're trying to adjust with the world has changed. So
Exactly. Exactly right. I think it's crazy because Japanese bank is on the top of the list, Why Japanese bank, I think it's the called bubble, right? Bubble season in Japanese market. It's too much high value of Japanese yen, not the text or market, no globalization, Japanese yen only. So it's a bubble. It's not about marketing anymore. But in here, look, it's all the top, 15, not except the oil company. IT, internet, software, Apple is software and hardware. That's why it could be the top, right? Hardware and software is pretty strong. So internet's coming between them. And what do you think going to be happen 2030? What do you think is gonna get changed? No one and nobody knows. We just should imagine about that. Any ideas online, people? We'll have to check the Mr. Sound. I didn't do it. Okay. Some questions in there too. Oh, EXO, AR, VR, good one. AR and VR must be helped. Biohacking, interesting. Environment. Nice one. AR and VR must be in it, I think. New platform.
Maybe like agriculture.
Agriculture should be.
Agriculture.
Could be. But it's not only for the agriculture businesses. Should have a tech in it.
Yeah.
So internet's coming. What's the next? People doesn't know yet. But the point is PC came up, smart home came up. What is next?
Real life.
Real life?
Real life. People are spending so much time in the virtual world that there will be a return to community living.
Right, good one, good one. How to spend the time in the real life? Spending money or not? People go climb up the mountains. Probably doesn't spend so much money. Maybe it's a little bit gear, but shouldn't be like massive as much as the internet. So why are you gonna get paid? What are you going to spend the money to? Real life is true, definitely, but it's probably not to spending money on it. In this list is only about the money, right? Like or dislike, it doesn't really matter. It's about the money. So I agree. I should think about the life, how to spend it time. Time is more important, but it's not only about this thing here. So imagine that what's going to have a next platform. I think God had a little bit of tips on it. Here it is. It's never happened. It's never been such a young companies on the list like that. It's under like 20 years or 30 years. Even never happened before in the human history because of the internet accelerate those companies. And here, it's hard to see, Tesla. Tesla is doesn't come up on the list like this in 2 months. After the corona, Tesla come up over than Toyota. Toyota is like 40 to 50, but Tesla in 10. Why is that? Environment, you say, agriculture, you say. I think the clean energy is one of the force, right? Energies, a new platform. Somebody online say that AL and VL. I do think AL and VL company should be on there because it's gonna new platform will show up. Maybe not 2030, but could be 2040. I can't predict when exactly and which company, but I'm sure which platform. Some company make the platform, using platform should be on the top of the list, right? So check the technologies, energies, and new platform. You have to keep tracking on the new platform, right? And here are the things. Like the Europe companies, the huge companies like Louis Vuitton, Rolex, Mercedes-Benz, BMW, high brand, right? And a little bit of old style of the marketing, but still pretty strong there. In America, Google, Amazon, Facebook, Apple, Microsoft. In China, Baidu, Alibaba, Tencent, Huawei. Why China got so strong like that? Do you think they are innovative people? No, right? They just copy exactly same with the American doing. Right. So what I can say here, they got a government support. The government pushed to beat America. Just copy it. So I think if you want to success the business, it doesn't have to have innovative ideas. We can copy that. I don't really like it. I like the innovative to be more enjoyable. But the thing is, it's not only about ideas. People can use the idea from somewhere they don't know or they don't have. This is a business. Business just like that. It doesn't change in 1,000 years. Bring the things to other places they don't have. This is a business, right? So finding the total point of view in the life. And I'm interested about Africa. African people doesn't have a computers, mostly, but they do have smartphone recently. So they focus onto the new service to the smartphone. They can cut all the process in another countries have doing for ages, but they can start focus onto the smartphone services. So M-Pesa is like a fintech services focus onto the smartphone, getting huge because they don't have a bank account. They don't want to have cash because it's dangerous. So just focus on the smartphone. What about Japan? We are not know. I want to have something on the list like that. I want to be back on the list, not bank. Has to have tech companies. And can Can we predict the future? What do you think? I want to have some surveys on the internet, AME too. Yes or no? Can we predict the future? If you can predict the future, you can success the business, right? Because you can see the future. It depends on you act or not. So I 100%, no, 67%, oh, changing, 71%, yes, 30, oh, changing, somebody changed my mind. Interesting one, people changing mind. 60% yes, after I talk about something, they change mind. I want to say, but it's hard to, it had no answer, right? That's the thing. Some people can predict the future, but doesn't mean that we can success the business because they know how to act it. So I hope you can find some tips tonight, what to do if you find something, tips in tonight. So thanks for the answer. Yes was 60%, no it's 40%. So 60% had a chance, right? More than people say no. So keep thinking about the future, you will see. And a bunch of people just keep thinking about the future entire their life more than we do. Who do you think they are? So I do think that there's a future that we can predict, not for the 100% in a specific area. Definitely something happen. Definitely something come up. Oh, coming up a little bit. So here's 3 things that I can show you the way to predict the future. Do you like science fiction movies, SF movies? Yeah, not much. If people doesn't like it, it's probably hard to see the future because think about it. Who made the film? It's crazy, right? Keep thinking about the future, never happened before. Keep thinking about it. Entire their life and spending like $1 billion to make the film, you know? And then you take some data. Have you seen the Total Recall? I think around this age, I'm 37, close to 8. I've seen this movie when I was a kid. This movie called Total Recall, Schwarzenegger was the main character, 1990s. So maybe they haven't born yet. But I think if they watching this movie, it doesn't really interesting. Do you know why? Because this is what the future tech, X-ray. He going to the Mars, to the space, right? Space Mars, and then was in the airport, and X-ray to check the, carry a weapon or not. We do have this technology, it's common sense, Every airport doing this, common sense. But 1990s, that was like future. But we present 30 years, it's a common sense already. These technologies come from medical X-ray, change the industry to the airport to checking security stuff. Another thing, digital signage, digital display in the train, that was the future. That's crazy, isn't it? In the Yamato terrain. Oops. Everywhere, thinner, higher than when they think about 1990s. It does happen. And better tech. And AI. Watching movies? No? You guys didn't check any scientific movies. Better to watch. It does happen. It will happen. It already happened here. This is a robot who cannot walk, or he can walk for the future. So this is already exists. Cyberdyne is support how to walk. And Japanese tech company from Tsukuba University, and they start this business in 2008, and this movie was 2001. So it's pretty close. Maybe they steal the idea from the movies, or before that, they already start doing it. I don't know which one was first, but anyway, they start the business. Go stock value, what do you think? It's getting really high, right? And upgrade, this is highly recommend movies of the recently one. This is new platform. You know, Upgrade, never seen it. Netflix, Prime, I highly recommend. If you was come here tonight or not watching these movies because my recommendation, I think I can tell. I can tell this is worse. This movie is simple, like put the eye contact lenses, and you can see the VR and AR lights. So we don't need a laptop anymore, or we don't need a smartphone maybe. Just put the contact lenses on and talk something or say something. You can see more than we see. It's gonna be a new platform and it already exists. Mojo Vision. It already exists, you know. Already. If I have a chance to invest Mojo Vision, I can be the billionaire maybe. But it's probably too late because they started startup with Apple, Google, Amazon engineer, top engineer, see these visions and already start doing it. And it got the investment about $100 million already. $100 million for startup doesn't make the profit at all. But they believe that Amazon, Google, and Facebook engineer start doing this. It's definitely gonna happen. It's on the cartoon or movies, but it does exist already. Let's see 2030. I'm sure. It may not be this company, or maybe Russian company or Chinese companies or African companies. Who knows? But this is gonna be the new platform. Trust me, definitely it's coming.
Yeah.
And then those technology come from where? I'm checking military technologies because military technology is fighting the war, spending so much time and money and people killing each other. I don't like it. But technologies always come from the military fight. Always fight, technology show up. Because of the money, people want to kill people more, or people want to protect more people. That's why spending so much money and time. And you know the plastic lap for the cooking, you know, microwaving before that. And sustainability items, nappy for the lady. Do you know how they started? No? During the war, people get hurt, breathing, try to stop the thing, using the lab and diapers, try to, you know, stop blooding. And come up to the other real life, not fighting each other. This technology come from there. Lumbar, do you know Lumbar's tech? Finding the bomb underground. Robots finding the bomb because we don't want to get hurt. All the technology in it is cleaning up the home, right? Lazy people. But all the technology come from there. Internet, GPS, rockets, smartphone, all the technology come from the military services. Why don't we check that, right? And new techs come from there. If you try to imagine by yourself, if you're smart enough, if you're imaginary person, maybe successful, but I'm not really like that much. So I collecting the info of the top of the technologies because there's so many people is blogging or YouTubers introduce those. We don't really need to think about it. We need to think about it. Those tech influence to how, right? So focusing to the labor in the city, job that will be gone. If you are on the list, better to watch out or changing the job. I can do some better job maybe. Tiny words, sorry about that. Train driver, accountants, package workers, city bus drivers, post office, school office workers, building cleanup staff, bank front desk, insurance craftsmen, newspaper delivery, hotel workers, customer workers, security men, taxi drivers. There's 3 drivers in here, right? Taxi drivers, train drivers, city bus drivers, Why do you think these jobs will be gone? Why?
AI.
AI. Something else?
Because Google is spending so much money on technologies and, I don't know, like automatic driving systems.
Automatic. AI. Automatic. Robots. Pretty much it.
Something that I was gonna say is like I feel like the concept of like a salary man or like OM, like it's gonna be like obsolete in like 2050.
Right.
Like that would like it's not gonna exist.
My mom says the most popular job was typewriter
Yeah.
and no more job.
Right.
Why? People can type.
Mm.
So we have to think about the future, what job is gone, right? And why. That's the point. This is this, but we have to think about why.
Right. So what's gonna happen to those people? Because I feel like a lot of times in Japan they like go to university, study whatever, and then go to this random company and do like Excel.
Right.
It's gonna be gone. So what's gonna happen to those people? Because I feel like if your job is not creative or like based on science, like a programmer or something like that, like you're gonna be gone.
That's why I do this job. The reason why I do this job. Once when we incubate the company needs some more men. It success the business. We're recruiting more. Whatever corona is shit, something happen, but if we success the business, we need a man. That's why I work as an incubator. Establish more companies, success the business, recruiting more people, study things, but at the same time, Panax, do you know these companies? Industrial robots companies, already instead of the people to establish the car or smartphone. We can't make the smartphone by human hands, 2 tiny pieces. We can't do it anymore. Robots is better, tiny pieces. And it's just like a weird hotel in Nagasaki. It's called Henda Hotel. HIS start doing this. Robot? Dinosaur? What? You know? It's probably they don't do anything, maybe shouting each other. But the inside of this head is pretty simple, just like auto check-in without human hand. So they're cheaper salaries, they don't need salaries. So start doing the AI and robots. You guys right, AI and robots. This movie again, Total Recall, 1990s. Robot taxi. 30 years ago, had ideas. Now what? It depends on the law. Technology is already here. It depends on the law. 30 years ago, already knew this. And what job won't be gone? There it is. Waiting? Can you pronounce that again?
Psychiatrist.
Yeah, this is, I can't tell that. Language hearing specialists, middle school teachers, surgery doctors, education counselors, bartenders. Why? Midwife, game creators, food coordinators, sports instructor, economist, graphic designer, DJ, fashion designer, dog trainer. Why? Why do you think so?
Graphic designers are on there? That's questionable.
I like that. Graphic designers, logo can make it.
Really?
Ready?
Hell.
I mean, there's all those apps where you can just type, like the user can type in whatever.
You can type it, but it's not gonna be the same stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Look good, but.
Nah, it ain't gonna be the same.
Yeah, it is. We won't know. But some text into graphic designer, easy to make it. Think about it, 20 years ago, we don't have digital things.
Right.
Write by the pen. But now what? Digital pen. And next what? AL. I'm definitely think the digital graphic designer in the AL, just not on the papers or laptop, maybe just write like that, just like that.
Yeah.
Dude, on the AL. Graphic design on the AL, definitely. I can bet you. If there's good company, let me know. I want to invest that. So here are things we won't know, but it's new text instead something. Not as real now. Graphic designers, not 2020s graphic designer. Maybe 2030s graphic designers on air, or computer can do that. Who knows? Nice discussion. I love that. Something else?
These all require the human touch or the human senses.
Exactly right. Human emotion. Robot cannot lead it yet. Maybe not for the future. AI, some science fictions like can lead human emotions by the numbers. Who knows? So another part. I think these two key points. Anyone?
I feel like everything related to mental health.
That's right. Mental health. That's why on the top of the list, right? True. But maybe Apple Watch correcting your data. How often breathing. Maybe my beating's a little bit faster than 1 hour ago. Probably they know more than I do. So it's related with the health tech, right? And it's the tech into this, a doctor. Doctor should understand this tech. 10 years, doctor still like, tonight you good or bad, who knows, you know? They know more than doctor do. So you have to combine the data and daily life is logged. And Apple know that. That's why they start Apple Watch. Why Steve Jobs is not about the idea on before they pass away? Because of this idea is already in his head. Check his notes. It's already in there. Just coming up recently. New services come up. Apple Watch 6. But in Steve Jobs' ideas, is probably like 30 or 20 years ago, he already think about that. And then Japanese cartoon Tezuka Osamu is already written about iPad, AI, robotic stuff 60 years ago already. Apple Watch, Tezuka Osamu is already in the book 60 years ago. Apple Watch, maybe Steve Jobs read it. Oh yeah, I should do this. iPad is there. iPad is on the book 60 years ago. So here it is. Human emotion and creativities. Here's the thing. Consult, skincare. Have to think about human emotion. Skincare program, people worry about, oh, my, skin is not good recently. Why? And do you talk to the city about it? Hey, city, my skin is broken. Why? Maybe city can, give you some answers. But what the human being think about it? Robot can really understand my emotions. So we want to talk with some friends or doctors or skincare specialists, right? So here's the part, human emotion and creativity is the key. So what's gonna be happening if we lost the job? Do you know why we have fireworks in Japan? Why we have fireworks? No ideas?
China.
Entertainment, true.
China.
Fireworks come from the China tech, but creating the job in the fireworks man in Japan. Why? Who did that? You know this samurai? Oh, Tokugawa Ieyasu. He built whole Tokyo 400 years ago. 400 years ago. He built Tokyo. He won in the biggest battle in the Japanese whole history. He won, and peaceful life come up. And the firefighters, gunfighters on the army don't have a war anymore, losing the job. What to do? Shooting into the sky. He created a job. How smart he is. He want to protect the technologies. He want to keep them work. So creating the job, shooting the gun on the top of the sky, and then people have entertainment. People want to have an entertainment. And Sumida River had a fireworks. Sadly, we couldn't do that today. Sumida River being first time because of him. Edo period, 400 years ago. So he created. I think he's incubator too.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Incubating them. And what happened with the lower population and age society? You know, Japan's got so many elder people, too much baby, like decades ago. My parents, I'm a little bit older than my parents' age. Huge. This is a little bit hard to see. Over 65 years old, and then under 14 years old. So many old people in this country, right? Where's the next? The lady come from Germany today. I really appreciate it. Germany, getting old. Italy, getting old. Spain, Europe, getting old. These countries have to follow Japanese model. So we have to create to solve this issue. Then after, especially Africa and India, look, it's completely opposite. It's gonna be huge problem. Not like Japan, it's like a triple. So these countries making the best model is bringing here is the best opportunity for the businesses, right? So 2020 to 2045, Japan has a serious issue. Italy, Germany have the same issues. And after 30 years, look, this country had a bigger problem. So they have to learn from Japan or Italy or Germany, right? We can predict that easy, simple math. Even like primary school students can calculate it. But most of people probably doesn't do anything about this. So I want to create a job. I want to encourage people want to solve this issue and bring to another country. Probably successful business, it's not only about the money. We can save the people because of that. So this is super common sense, but I'll repeat it again and again tonight. What is business? What is business? Available goods to the people they don't have or they don't know. I'm standing here. I don't want to speak something in front of people. I'm pretty shy. I don't want to be hated. If the people show up and hey, this guy is talking so much. Why he talk like that? You know, I don't want to do things like that, right? But I wanted to be in here to tell you this. Super simple thing. Available goods to unavailable prices. 1 cup of coffee, 400 yen, 500 yen. Vending machine was like 150 yen. Because we don't grow any coffee beans. We don't go to the river to carry the waters. We don't have fires. 400 yen is like so cheap, don't you think? If you try to make the coffee in your life as the same quality, you probably spend the whole your life to make that. So we don't have the way, or we don't know how, and we don't want to waste it, or we don't have so much time to do that. Apple, if you back to 20 years ago, if you come up the ideas, smartphones, Apple Watch, do you think you can build it? It's so hard, right? Mostly people doesn't do anything. But what we can do is bringing something to other places. Elder people in Japan have serious issues. And bring the business model to others. It's huge success. It's fit into the market. So what's going to be happen? Old people stay in the positions. Japanese companies so crazy. Like all the board members like 60s, 70s, even like 80s or 90s. Who can judge for the future? 80 people, 90 people never use a smartphone, computers, laptop. They're probably using the pencil still. It's so, I appreciate that they build these countries. I really appreciate it. But we don't have a position. They don't want to quit the job. Still healthy, 100 years, 90 years, longest life in Japan. We don't have a position. So what are you gonna do? Creating jobs, do new businesses. Otherwise, you're gonna be just like this face all the day. The people doesn't really use chat words or Zooms or AMEs, whatever. It's gonna be face like that. So we have to create a job. As a fact, freelancer is growing, Japanese market, American market, in the whole world. And it is saying that 40% of the global population become freelancer by 2035. Growing. People can work alone. Not alone, have to have a team, but different style to spending whole life in one company. Won't be like that. It's called gig economy in America. And Japanese people doesn't really know it yet, I think. And there's upwards fighters in the American market, and probably they knew the info. Those freelancer matching websites that exist in America, bring it to Japan. Nobody doing it yet. So freelancers, Crowdworks, Coconut, these two companies IPO a couple of years ago. And after the corona, their stock values boom. But still market's going. Did you know that? Stock market, Lances and Crowdworks going down so much. I bought it. In 1 month, it doubled. But I don't have so much invested money, so it's just pocket money that I can bring them to the drinks for a couple nights.
Thank you.
Yes, tonight. Right, so anyone can imagine, easy to predict, right? If freelancer boom and matching website boom, but stock market going down, what are you guys doing? Give me some more money, I can invest and bring you back. That's founding job they are doing, right? But I'm not the money guy. I want to create a job to create the jobs and do something for the economy, solve some serious issue. I'm not enjoying that. I needed to tell you that I know this. Otherwise, nobody listens to me, right? So I need to make the fact. So using the couple $100 on that, and then get the money for drinking money. But I'm not spending money for the financial guy because I want to talk with you face to face like this more. City, do you know that Liner Shinkansen will be open 2027? Liner Shinkansen. So fast, 500 kilometers in power. 500 kilometers, boom. 40 minutes, go to the Nagoya from Tokyo. 40 minutes. I going back home tonight, over 40 minutes. It's probably 10K, no 20K, 10K. Shinkansen, Nagoya. I can live in Nagoya to come to Roppongi easily. So tech can change the world. You know this info, easy, Google it. Know a lot about it. What are you gonna do? I went these places. I've been there. Do you know why? I've been there. Do you know why? Simple. This town's gonna be boom. Simple.
Oh, yeah.
Of course. Tokyo Shinkansen liner is going to the seaway, spending 1.5 hours to the Nagoya, but 40 minutes. People can go to Tokyo from here to here, from here to here, 40 minutes. Every day, you can go every day. Probably company pay for you. So I checked there. Construction. Haven't seen. Check on the Google. Nothing on the field. Info of the station. I never seen any Japanese city info of the station had a bunch of land, doesn't show anything on the Google. It's definitely something. In 10 years, lots of people buy the land, try to find the places to do some businesses. How simple is that? Everybody know, easy, but people doesn't act it. If you want to do some business in Japanese market, open shop, just have a look. Enjoy to have a look around. I just walk around the streets of the Hashimoto station. It's nothing. It's like families area. No any company yet. No any company building yet. 10 minutes? 5 minutes? That's crazy.
When is this gonna start? When is it gonna open?
It is saying 2027. 7 years. I don't know it's gonna be happen 27. But sure it's gonna be 30 or 35 or whenever it will be in it. Do you think you want to live in here? No. If you live in here, just move right next to the station. It will be gone. No hospital, no school, no convenience store maybe. People doesn't want to stop in the middle because the Shinkansen doesn't go through. If you had a car, maybe, fine. But if you're spending 1 hour to get there from here, wasting your life, you know. If you have a slow life, enjoy the countryside. I love that. I love that. I love that. If you just get away from the businesses, that's fine. I like the lifestyle like that. It depends on you. If you think about the businesses, opportunities on the dots, it's on the Google, and go there. And here is the huge problem in Japanese market, unoccupied housing. Do you know why? People dying. No kids, no babies, less populations, but building more houses, building buildings. Why? I think Japanese people is crazy. Population going down, more houses, more buildings. Crazy. But the business is there. As I told you, business, the building developer know that it's going to be huge. So population going down, but still people coming to this town, so building more houses. And then occupy. So we're nothing on the top of the mountains. So huge problem. So I do interesting for the renovation companies, not for making beautiful, it's more have ideas on it. Empty house to bring the people in, not only the beautiful houses or beautiful buildings, we need some ideas, right? And have you been to Sugamo? Sugamo. You been there? How was it? All right. Good food.
Sure.
Did you see lots of elder people there?
Yeah.
Quite a lot. Entertainment for the elder people, like the 80s, 70s. Not for them, but the town is just like that. And I take the train, get to the Sugamo station. You take the train, take the elevator, escalator, right? So slow. Even it's faster to climb the stairs, you know, like so slow because people doesn't want to get hurt. So slow. Think about 10 years. All the stations, escalator is super slow. You know why? Train line doesn't want people to get hurt. Lots of elder people in the towns, everywhere. So escalator is going slow, everywhere. Supermarket close to my home, super slow. I can't stand it. And go to the convenience store. Luck is this high. You know why? People cannot carry the thing, you know. Convenience store is pretty low, black. And the pricing, 1,000 yen, 2,000 yen, 3,000 yen. Why? It's so much troublesome to changing the coins. Yeah. Dropping coin, ooh, they cannot calculate it. So if you want to do some business for the elder people, just like 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, simple prices. And so many less. Less underwear, less socks, everything's there. Why? Probably they like the red color, but I believe that they losing the eyesight, color, so difficult to see the things. Maybe I never been it like that yet. But see, if you think about to do some business for the elder people, we should know the things, how they live, right? If you go to the restaurant in there is no chair, only table. Why? Anyone? No chair.
You need to be healthy, so they're standing.
Stronger elder people want to eat the standing. That's interesting one for healthy issue.
Can't get up and down because arthritis or whatever.
I think they bring their own chairs.
That's right. Wheelchair, straight in and eat and go back. They don't need a chair.
Wow.
So if you want to open the restaurant in there, you have to think about the height of the table. Doesn't fit. You know, wheelchair is height. You have to pick the future. And no enough nursing facilities because so many other people. And now what? He touched the refrigerator. Open the fridge. Oh, my grandpa's still alive. You can check on smartphone. Oh, my grandpa is still alive. Open the refrigerator 10 times tonight, 20 times tonight. Do you think they are okay? Like 30 times in the refrigerator. You should go to check them, right? Maybe they don't remember anything anymore. You can see online. And not enough crematorium. Jesus. Wow. What's gonna happen? Japanese people, burning body, summertime. Do you want to keep your parents or grandparents' body right next to you in the middle of the summer? How many days you can carry him? There's no price. What do you think you got an opportunity for the businesses? Openness? Could be. But lots of companies doesn't like it. So, hotel. Class hotel. It's fridge. Empty houses. No enough places. What are you gonna do? No fancy houses. Just put a bunch of fridge. We can keep the body, It's a thing, but we have to solve this issue, right? It's not about the money. It's about the serious problem. I don't want to get my parents or grandparents get damaged in the summer. I don't want them to keep it. I don't have much ice. I don't want to put them into the fridge at home, It's we have to, no more. So here's the thing. It's gonna be happen in different countries. Italy, Germany, maybe Africa, India. Maybe Africa is alright, huge land, just like, underground. But in India, maybe they just burn into the forest or river, I don't know. Or they just chuck into the river, right? And the river gets dirty and a serious pollution. So we need this thing. 24 hours, so convenient, Japan, Tokyo, yay. But people working so hard and killing themselves, commit suicide because too much work. Why don't we get back to the 7-Eleven? 7-Eleven starts from 7 o'clock in the morning until 11. Maybe they don't. 24 hours convenience stores. When I was a kid, 7-Eleven, not 24 hours. Why don't we be back the age? I could survive. Pretty convenient. We can stay. Till morning, drink, Roppongi, yay, grab, way. But somebody work and delivery to the next morning. Amazon Go, yay, next morning we still got, or even in the day sometimes. Who is doing this? It's a serious issue, labor problem in Japanese market. So we might give up some too much convenience time, or solve with the technology, right? Amazon Go, no one in the convenience. And this is Nippon Shuka in Niigata. Vending machine, just for the sake. 80 different types of sake, you can get drinks. No one checking. Keep drinking, vending machine, no one need it. Local deliveries, Amazon trying this one, right? Amazon trying this one. Amazon stocks is published these services, technology open to sources to anyone. Amazon going to the ranking 2030 maybe. Maybe common sense for you guys, but not for the Japanese people. So using the global perspective. Do you know what time in Brazil now? In the daytime? Yeah? Japanese night is Brazilian day. I'm not stupid, okay? I'm not a stupid one. Japan night, Brazilian afternoon. So if we recruiting people in Brazil, customer services, we can help 24-hour services because of time differences. It's common sense. Google, Apple, Facebook already doing this. But what about the other businessmen? Mostly Japanese people doesn't know this because they never been to abroad 70 to 60% of Japanese population never go out from these countries. This is the problem. That's why I want to work in here. That's why I work and I want to talk with you guys. We know this concept. We can communicate with someone in the other side of the world. Japanese people doesn't. What are you guys doing here? Finding a friend. Let's do something, you know. We don't know. Japanese people doesn't know this thing. We learn this thing, but doesn't know the thing. Doesn't think anything. So get the passport, go around the world, finding a friend the other side of the world. That's why I hate studying languages. I hate English. I'm not good at English speakers, but I got MBA as like overseas because I want to discuss with you guys. Because I know this thing. I can serve the world a little bit, not alone. I need you guys. I want to connect the people. Bring. It's the only two facilities that I know is like global community in this Japanese market. Only 2, 3 maybe. No, we work Japanese SoftBank. Totally SoftBank. No foreigner, little bit foreigner, but they don't come down here and have chat with you guys. Huge opportunity in here. I want people to know these things, you know. Come to bring. We are here. Not any English like communities or seminars as much as here.
Do you think the global perspective is more popular with the younger Japanese, or is that mindset still the same with the young Japanese?
Good question. I think education is the one. If parents doesn't go to the abroad.
Right.
How? My parents doesn't speak English, but traveling around and bring me up. I've been educated. And I'm playing soccer, go to Brazil, playing soccer, São Paulo. Ooh, I can't beat them. I'm not a professional soccer player, but I've been to Brazil. I saw the world, and I couldn't talk with them. I just playing soccer. I want to talk. I want to make a real friend. That's why I study and go to the other side of the world, traveling around. If you do that, it's common sense. Do something, you know, simple. So it's mindset true, education true, but people know this thing but doesn't act it. People know, smart people, educated, internet, Google, showing everything, but the people doesn't do anything. Simple. And a bunch of energies. What is the next energies? Next energies. No more oil. We had a test making the electricity by different ways. Who stopped doing this? Who doesn't want new tech, new energies? Who doesn't want to have one? If you had oil and somebody said finding some other technology that you don't need to oil anymore, what you gonna do? It does happen. War. I don't like that, but it does happen like that. Somebody stopping the new tech, right? SDGs, that's why it's like, you know, United Nations talking about SDGs. He said, solve the problem. You know when it's gonna finish the SDGs goal? 2030. Another 10 years only. I don't think it's gonna be solve whole problem, but important things what we're gonna do something, right? So 2030 should be better, right? And bunch of NPOs. And here it seems, growth curve of the businesses. Gonna, long life, no more. Technology is changing the story, rules. So we have to try to keep going new businesses, try again and again. Business planning spending like 10 years is like changing the whole world anymore. Japanese company, talk to leaders, managers, senior managers, when we can talk to the top of the CEO, you know, it's been a couple of years already and changing the world. That's the Japanese company's problem. This is the time. Dog years, last years already, not human time. We have to try that again and again. Question: the number of Japanese companies that is running longer than 100 years. How many companies do you think is over 100 years in Japan? C. That's right. Yeah. Why is that?
Why?
Why?
I feel like because of how society is structured, and usually Japanese companies go for the long run. Like, you know, like Toyota, they have like a 500-year plan.
Right.
And they're very stable. So that allows it to continue over 100 years.
True. That's one of the reasons. And the family keep going, family companies try to change the generation. But Toyota wasn't a car company at the beginning. You know that? Toyota wasn't a car. Wasn't. なんだろう、織物なんて言うんだろう。Sewing machine? Toyota wasn't a car, sewing machines. There's somebody, Kiichiro, Toyota, finding. Ford. Bring the Ford to Japan. Toyota, boom, easy.
Right.
Go abroad. Bring it to Japan.
Right.
Pretty much it.
Right.
That's it. So what I want to say is the Toyota trying new businesses. Car. Teaching. Toyota did that. Google, buy company, and buy company. They don't build things, buying companies. Facebook, buying companies. Instagram, what is that? They don't build anything. Just buying the companies to do this thing because of time is limit. No more time. Buy the companies quicker. I think Japanese is good at extending the life of the company, protecting the industries or company by the government. One of the reasons, families, government, and the new businesses, if we didn't do it, the new businesses won't be happen. Yes, shooting the gun to the top of the sky. Fireworks, that's why we can survive these countries. Fireworks history is like 1,000. Why? Because we tried something. And this is the oldest company in the human history. Oldest company in the human history, you know which company? Even Japanese doesn't know this thing, right?
Is it a sake company?
Close. Sake company is pretty long one too. Kongo Gumi. Probably you guys never know. But you see their work. They are construction of the shrine and temple, protecting the world heritage. 1,400 years old companies. 1,400 years old. Why? Extend the tech, pass to the button to the next generation. CEO doesn't think about their profit only. They pass the button. They focus on mainly on the pass the button to the next and try to be the human history. So different mindset, maybe. Japanese brilliant stories, 100 years, 1,000 years. I don't know good and bad. It depends on the perspective. But the fact is we had the oldest company in the human history. Again, simple. Remember this. Bring the thing to others. That's it. Tell the people what you know to someone who you don't know. Hopefully you guys didn't know something in tonight. This guy, Last Samurai, true Last Samurai that I think. About the connection. You know this guy? No, right? I respect him because he's like Japanese 10,000 knots, quite near future. Why? Why Japanese government decide him to be on the north? Japanese incubator. He built a bunch of companies. Why and how? H. Shibusawa, 1840. Last Samurai. Wearing suits. Crazy. Samurai sword. Stick. Why? Samurai was a few hundred years old fighting each other. Why keep holding sticks and wearing suits and hats? 1857, he went to Paris. Paris Expo. with samurai. He predicts the future from the Paris, train, beer, technology to build the houses and making the papers. He bring it to Japan. And then he made it history. Whole Japanese traditional information companies relate with him. He built over 500 companies. 500 companies incubated in the human history is why when he studied in Paris, samurai sword, yeah. Why are we holding samurai sword? You have to know knowledge more, bring it to the Japan. And when he studied in Paris, Japanese government changed, revolution, Meiji period, no more samurai, boom. What should I do? Building more companies for the economic protein in the land. Incubated. So he predicted the future in Paris, bring the thing to Japan. He didn't have. Samurai sword become like a treasure for museum. Not useful. Just chopping vegetable, meat, still good though. Hojo, Japanese hojo is good, right? Because of samurai sword tech. So we can keep that. But no more samurai sword in your weapon. So we can create the future, right? So we should create the future. Pretty much it. It's in 5 minutes. Sorry about that. That's all tonight. Thanks very much. Online people, thank you. I couldn't catch the whole sentences. I was too excited and chat with the